It is bitter cold out here. We have people that have been forced out of their homes. Let's get right to Plymouth Fire Chief Mark Wendell. Sir, let me ask you, first of all, assess the situation right now when it comes to the fire. How much of it has been put out? We're talking about 20 units here.
Well, we're talking about 20 units. Right now, we're still in the stages of just trying to contain it. Probably about 45 minutes, we went from an offensive mode to a defensive mode in that just trying to control the flames at this point. We've got several other communities here providing mutual aid for us. Okay. The biggest issues we're fighting right now is the cold, slip and falls, my people. The residents right now are in a warming situation. We'll try to make some arrangements for them to have somewhere to go tonight. We'll work with Salvation Army on that.
Gotcha. And we did see the Salvation Army here on the scene. And as we continue to look at the fire, tell us, what are some of the challenges? I can't even imagine that your firefighters are experiencing here in the cold, because we've had trouble. Obviously, a lot of the water, you were saying, slip and falls. Is that the biggest problem at this point?
Well, slip and falls, freezing hose lines, not the least of which is we've got Edison route right now. We've got overhead power lines that are getting caked with ice, so we have a potential of those coming down. Just the cold weather, frostbite are possibilities, so we're trying to keep our people warmed and rotate them in and out and try to keep them as dry as we can in this environment.
And how long has this fire been going on?
This came in approximately, I want to say, about 2:20 this morning. Initial crews on the scene had a lot of smoke and flames visible at that time.
And had it not been for the cold, do you think it would be contained at this point?
I'm not sure. I know that the cold is definitely a contributing factor in all this. But, again, because of the building design, it's a very old building, and construction factors weren't quite what they were today as they are, were back then. So the construction is a factor on this building also.
And tell us, we understand we have one person that was transported to the hospital with burns to their feet, and that also has given you guys a preliminary cause at this point. Tell us about that.
Well, my understanding is at this point, again, we have to investigate this further. My understanding is this was an individual who was using electric blanket. Apparently, the electric blanket caught fire, and she sustained some burns and was transported to the hospital. And we believe at this point in time that was the original cause of the fire. But, again, we have to confirm that and do an investigation on that.
And about how many people are we talking about that are affected here that are now out of their homes right now, but in a warming center?
I really don't know the number on that right at this point. Like I said, I'm not even sure how many units were actually being used at this point, so I really don't have that number right now.
And I know you got to get back real quick, but also just how did people get out? Was there we know they're single-story apartments, right, but was it an alarm throughout the entire building that went out, or did people go door to door?
It was pretty much door to door. My understanding is the incident commander on scene initially started evacuating the main part of the structure where the fire was isolated. Then as the fire progressed, we had the police department, some other assistants, and we went around and had everybody evacuated from the building at that point.
Okay. Any other buildings evacuated that could be in danger of catching fire?
No, not at this point. Everything's isolated, just the apartment complex.
Okay, Chief, thank you so much. Again, that's the latest here. Hang on one second, sir. That's the latest here in Plymouth now. We'll bring you more in just a little bit. For now, reporting live in Plymouth, Kimberly Craig, Channel 7 Action News. Back to you.